year was 2019. Little did we know it, everything was about to change. A global pandemic would hit the world, and a game that no one really expected would once again take over. Years earlier, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare started the Modern Warfare franchise. It was a revolutionary take on a war game. No longer were we in World War II, but rather we would step forward into the modern era. In 2019, they would take that series, redo it, and restart the story all over again. And where the graphics and night vision and a bunch of gameplay mechanics were improved, one thing changed Call of Duty forever, and that was skill-based matchmaking. It was a new system that didn't just implement your level or overall play of your character, it would implement your time played, it would implement your kill death, score per minute, and basically every input you hit on your mouse and keyboard or controller, and take that into effect and in turn change who you would then play against. Now, for years, we have been complaining about this, saying that we need to remove skill-based matchmaking from the game. It is the one thing that would bring Call of Duty back to its former glory. Well, normally I would make this kind of video on Ink TV, responding to something that Treyarch just put out there, but this is real. This just happened. This is the tweet that Treyarch just put out. Let's switch things up. Later today, we will have two playlists in the Black Ops 7 beta, Mosh Pit and a new option, Open Mosh Pit. Open Mosh Pit features classic matchmaking where skill is minimally considered, featuring team deathmatch, kill confirmed, domination, hardpoint, and overload. So if you don't know what that means for the first time ever in years, maybe even ever, they have put a playlist into the game that does not have skill-based matchmaking. And what it does have is classic matchmaking, which still implements your skill, and what it used to take into account was mostly your level in game. So there is a little bit, but it's not what was introduced in 2019, hence why I started the video that way. This is it. This is the thing what we've all been waiting for. This is us beating, for the first time ever, skill-based matchmaking. Here is the thing though, your job is not done yet. This is only just the beginning of us actually winning against skill-based matchmaking. To understand what I mean here, you have to understand where I'm coming from. Because yes, skill-based matchmaking was amplified to a huge extent back in Modern Warfare 2019 and has been there and pretty much getting more and more egregious ever since. And people started to put their foot down last year with Black Ops 6 for a few reasons. First of all, players started dropping from the game like flies. And then we saw in Warzone them implementing something new, which was casual mode, which was bots, which doesn't really work in a 6v6 sense. So all of a sudden you could see they were taking notice. But as time went on with Black Ops 6, people got more and more sick of the game and saw crazy things like Beavis and Butthead be implemented in the game, and all of a sudden the numbers were dropping more and more. And it was around that time where this happened.
My fellow citizens, my fellow, we will prevail.
We're ready, Mr. President.
My fellow citizens, today represents a dark day in our history. With this monstrous, unprovoked attack, no country is safe from their reach. For all those serving on our behalf, our prayers go with you. For the Pax Armada mercenaries who are watching now, I have a message. It's over.
And essentially after that, it was over, because the next thing that Black Ops 7 pulled out was the reveal trailer. And when this happened at Gamescom, immediately it became one of the most disliked Call of Duty trailers of all time. Yes, getting millions upon millions of views, but the overall sentiment to a lot of things was broken. They didn't like it. They didn't like the futuristic setting. They didn't like the way that the game looked. They didn't like a bunch. And now that Battlefield 6 was here, all of a sudden Call of Duty had competition and people were pre-ordering Battlefield and no longer pre-ordering Call of Duty. So all of a sudden we started to see some changes. The first was carry forward. They said that all of your Black Ops 6 stuff was going to be carried forward to Black Ops 7. Things like the Beavis and Butthead skin. People were mad about this. They didn't want to see all these crazy skins on day one or the beginning of season 1 of the game. And lo and behold, they removed it. So with that, people were worried that the similar kind of bundles that we had to Beavis and Butthead in Black Ops 6 were going to be making a return. And what we saw with the Vault edition of the game was an exact replica of that. Too cartoony, not what people wanted for a Black Ops game. Well, they changed all of those operators, making them look more realistic, more down to earth. In the case of Ted, a little bit more spooky, but still futuristic, so people had questions. So then I went to Call of Duty Next, and while I was there, I realized one thing, and that was that this game that we were playing, Black Ops 7, was a lot better than Black Ops 6. A lot of the implementations, like better maps, things along those lines, were very evident and very clear. But one thing was looming over the game, and that was skill-based matchmaking. So now, a month or so earlier, Ghost of Hope, someone who leaks a lot of things for Call of Duty, tweeted a grain of salt leak stating that they were considering removing disbanding lobbies from Black Ops 7, which was a huge thing. That was a part of skill-based matchmaking and one of the things that would remove the sense of community from the game. And that was the announcement that all of us were waiting for at Call of Duty Next, and we never got it. So then we moved into the beta. Now the beta came along, and quite frankly, I thought the game actually felt even better than what I played at Next. A little bit more fun, less sweaty than some of the players who were there, but at times it also felt like I was playing against World Series of Warzone or CDL players. And this made me to make a list of what I thought of day one of the beta. Here was that list. Let's start from the bottom and go to the top. From the bottom, number 7, having to boot the Call of Duty HQ before the beta is very annoying. They haven't fixed that. That's just a problem with it being in the beta. On day 1, I had a lot of crashes. On day 2, I had 0 crashes. So that was one thing fixed. I said, I hate doors. They are even worse than the old doors. Lo and behold, the very next day, they announced that they would be removing some of the doors from the game and reassessing having them at all in the future. So that was also fixed. Number 4, dexterity should be the base way that movement works and removed as a perk. Now they haven't done this yet. However, they did improve that you could reload while jumping or sliding. They just haven't made it so that you could aim while jumping or sliding yet. So maybe that's next. Number 3, progression felt too slow. They fixed that. Number 2 was a good thing. The maps are better. And then finally, number 1, SBMM will kill this game. This game could be a GOAT, but the matchmaking ruins the experience 100%. Now, I'm not going to be negative here, but we need to be honest. Why did this happen? Well, one reason is Battlefield. I have to be honest with you. Without Battlefield 6 and without those trailers and without the beta of that game and without people abandoning ship from Call of Duty and going to Battlefield 6, this would have never happened. But Call of Duty is desperate at this point, and clearly not enough people are pre-ordering the game. And I am going to be very clear here. Our job is not yet over. This is only in beta, and this is only a test. So how can we help prove that we don't want skill-based matchmaking? Number 1, if you are playing the beta for the rest of the weekend, you are playing in the open playlist. You're doing that. Now, we need to be honest. Is this actually better? Are they trying to hoodwink, flim-flam us, lead us astray with what they are showing us? Is this still skill-based matchmaking? We'll have to wait to find out. And let's be honest, it's still gonna feel a little more sweaty than back in the day when we played Call of Duty. Many of us have been playing Call of Duty for 15 years at this point, and many of us, if we're being honest, have gotten better at the game. So it is gonna feel sweatier, but this should make the lobbies feel less scripted. Make it feel more real, not like it's pre-decided who is going to win or lose a game. And that is what I want to dive in and see. And then finally, I'm going to be honest here. I never say this. This is like the one thing that they could do where I might pre-order the game. I never pre-order Call of Duty, but if they're going to go out there and quite literally fix everything on the list that I put out there, skill-based matchmaking being one of them, the only thing I need to hear is after the beta, I need to hear that skill-based matchmaking will either be removed from the final game or there will always be an open playlist with the same XP, with the same leveling, where you can unlock attachments, level up your weapons, level up your character, and get camos, an open playlist. If they say that that is going to be in the final game, they've earned my pre-order. And I know, this year, we don't say good things about Black Ops 7, but lo and behold, they proved me wrong. And guess what? I love to be wrong. So keep doing what you're doing, Call of Duty. Treyarch, I am impressed. One last thing. Don't blow it.
We are